Block 1. Unveiling Project Trojan Horse, the alleged CIA athlete spy ring. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a story that feels like it was ripped straight from a John le Carré novel. A conspiracy theory so audacious, it's captivated researchers and skeptics for decades. We're talking about Project Trojan Horse. Now, close your eyes for a second and picture your favorite athlete. See them on the court, the field, the track. A global icon, a symbol of peak human performance, celebrated by millions. Now, imagine that same person, that hero, is also an intelligence asset for the CIA. And they have absolutely no idea. That is the shocking, chilling premise of this alleged secret program. A clandestine operation that weaponized fame and turned sports stars into unwitting spies. The core claim of Project Trojan Horse is that intelligence agencies, specifically the CIA during the height of the Cold War and potentially beyond, identified and utilized professional athletes as information-gathering platforms. Why athletes? Well, think about their unique position. They are, in many ways, the perfect non-official cover. They possess a kind of diplomatic passport of fame, granting them unparalleled access to places and people that a traditional spy could only dream of. They travel the world for competitions, moving through international borders with relative ease. They stay in high-end hotels, attend exclusive galas, and rub shoulders with influential politicians, powerful business magnates, and even high-ranking military officials in foreign countries. Who would ever suspect the star quarterback or the Olympic gold medalist of espionage? Their public profile is their greatest shield. Their celebrity is the ultimate camouflage. This is where the Trojan horse analogy becomes so potent. The original Trojan horse was a magnificent gift, welcomed into the city of Troy without suspicion, only to unleash the hidden soldiers within. In this alleged project, the athlete is the horse, a celebrated, admired figure welcomed into the inner sanctums of foreign powers. The hidden soldiers? They are the sophisticated listening devices, the carefully placed tracking technology, or the subtle social manipulations orchestrated by a handler thousands of miles away. The athlete isn't an active participant. They are the vessel, the delivery system for the agency's true intent. The theory posits that their purpose isn't to steal documents from a safe, but to simply be in the right room, at the right time, carrying the right piece of compromised equipment. Their job is to get the microphone past the guards, and their fame is the key that unlocks the door. To understand why this isn't as far-fetched as it sounds, we have to look at the historical context. The Cold War was a period of intense paranoia and unconventional warfare. Espionage wasn't just about trench coats and secret codes. It was about gaining any possible edge. The CIA has a documented history of using civilians in intelligence operations, sometimes without their full knowledge. Programs like Operation Mockingbird allegedly recruited journalists to spread propaganda and gather information. If the agency was willing to use the press, one of the pillars of a free society, is it really a stretch to believe they'd see the strategic value in the world of international sports? An athlete's career is built on discipline, routine, and travel, predictable patterns that an intelligence agency could easily study and exploit. Their schedules are often public knowledge, making it easier to plan an operation around their movements. They are constantly surrounded by equipment, luggage, and personal items, offering a multitude of opportunities to plant a bug or a tracker. The potential for intelligence gathering is immense, from recording a sensitive conversation at a pregame reception to using an athlete's hotel room as a temporary listening post overlooking a sensitive government building. It's a strategy built on exploiting trust and public perception, turning a national hero into a ghost in the machine. Block 2. The Mechanics of Deception. How unwitting spies could operate. So we've established the why, the strategic appeal of using athletes as intelligence assets. But now let's get into the truly unsettling part, the how. How could an agency like the CIA actually run an operation through someone who is completely oblivious? The mechanics of deception required for a program like Project Trojan Horse would need to be incredibly sophisticated, subtle, and, above all, deniable. This isn't about recruiting spies. It's about co-opting lives. Let's break down the potential methods, moving from the technological to the psychological. The most straightforward method would be the technological exploitation of the athlete's gear. Imagine a world-class tennis player preparing for an overseas tournament. Their life is a whirlwind of packing and unpacking bags. A handler, perhaps posing as a helpful airport staff member, a team logistics coordinator, or even a hotel employee, could gain access to their luggage for just a few minutes. That's all it would take. A state-of-the-art miniature listening device, no bigger than a button, could be sewn into the lining of a suit jacket they're scheduled to wear to a diplomatic reception. A GPS tracker could be slipped into the sole of a running shoe. Their complimentary team-issued tablet or phone could be preloaded with spyware that activates the microphone and camera remotely. The athlete would never notice. They'd pick up their bag, wear their jacket, use their phone, and in doing so, become a walking, talking intelligence-gathering unit. The beauty of this method for the agency is its simplicity and the complete lack of human involvement on the athlete's part. They are simply a courier for the technology. But what if you need more than just passive listening? What if you need to guide your asset to a specific target? That's where social engineering comes into play. This is a far more insidious and manipulative technique. An agency would assign a handler to build a rapport with the athlete or someone in their inner circle, like a coach or an agent. This handler wouldn't look like a spy. They'd be a charming journalist wanting an exclusive interview, a wealthy superfan offering sponsorship opportunities, or a friendly cultural attaché from the local embassy. Over time, this handler builds trust and can begin to subtly steer the athlete's actions. For example, you know the Minister of Energy is a huge fan of yours. He's having a small private gathering at his home after the game. It would be a huge PR win for you to attend. The athlete, seeing a great networking opportunity, agrees. They go to the party, shake hands, and make small talk, all while the bug in their cufflink records every word of the sensitive conversations happening around them. The athlete is a key. The handler's job is to gently guide that key into the correct lock. This method turns the athlete's own ambition and social life into a weapon. Finally, there's the classic espionage trope, the unwitting courier and the clandestine dead drop. This is perhaps the most plausible scenario. An athlete, beloved and trusted, is asked to do a simple favor. A friend or contact might say, "Hey, I know you're flying to Moscow next week. Could you do me a huge favor and give this signed basketball to my cousin? He's a massive fan." The athlete, thinking nothing of it, agrees. But hidden inside the ball's bladder is a roll of microfilm, a micro SD card with stolen data, or even cash for another agent. The athlete meets the cousin, another operative, makes the handoff with a smile, and completes a critical intelligence transfer without ever knowing they were a mule in a high-stakes game. The deniability is absolute. If caught, the athlete has a perfectly believable story. They were just doing a favor. This method leverages the inherent goodwill and trusting nature of a public figure to move assets across borders with minimal risk. The ethical implications of all this are staggering. Using a person as a tool, a pawn, without their consent is a profound violation. It puts them in incredible danger. If the operation is compromised, the athlete, the unwitting and innocent party, is the one left exposed, facing potential arrest, imprisonment, or worse in a foreign country, all for a mission they never signed up for. The true terror of Project Trojan Horse isn't just the deception. It's the realization that any one of us, given the right circumstances of access and influence, could be turned into a pawn on a board we don't even know exists. What do you think is the most plausible method the CIA could use to manipulate an unwitting asset? Technical bugs, social engineering, or using them as a courier? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe for more deep dives, and we'll see you in the next one.